I am Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle, and I am descended from a long, long line of Vikings. That's why I have these. The other day, I was working early in the morning by someone knocking at my door, and I walked downstairs, and I found some old lady with a dressed in a strange tweed outfit, and her hair screwed back and was thick, horn-rimmed glasses. She was talking in a shrill, high-pitched, posh British voice, and she told me that she was from the local library, and there had been complaints about my bar and the clientele that frequent my bar. And she said that after people leave my bar, lying and stink and drunk, they drag themselves through the streets, causing all kinds of commotion and trouble. And they go to her library, and most recently, they smashed in all the windows in the middle of the night when she was trying to sleep, because she told me she actually sleeps in that library. And she never goes home. She said it's like part of her, as if the books are part of her soul. It's like the books are embedded in her soul. And she is one with the books. The books are her, and she is the books. And so she sleeps on the floor in the library amongst the books, or like her precious treasures or something. And she was working the other night by my customers, smashing all the windows in, screaming and howling like wolves. And she wanted me to do something about it. And she said that my bar has to change. She wants to have my bar shut down if I don't change my clientele. She said I've got to have nice, proper, respectable people coming to my bar, and I have to change the whole setting, bring different people into my bar. And I need to bring posh people in, and I should turn it into a wine bar instead. And she's gonna assist me in doing this. She told me she's gonna take over my bar, and she's gonna tell me how things are gonna be from now on to save her library from being trashed again. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, and I thought, is this some kind of scam? I thought, is she really a librarian? Even this town even have a library? I mean, I've walked all around this town and I've never seen no library before, so I wouldn't actually be looking out for a library even if there was one in this town. So I thought, is she really a librarian, or is she trying to take over my bar? I mean, is this everything she wearing? Is it just some kind of scam? I mean, is she even British? I mean, she could be American. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is her British accent fake? Is she really who she pretends to be? Or is it her grand plan to just take over my business? So I decided to test her, and I said, I want to come to your library and see all the damage that's been done. I knew that she was going to refuse, and I could see that you have been exposed. You have been exposed as a scam artist, and I know what your game is, lady. And she agreed, which surprised me, because I thought she wouldn't agree, because there's probably no library. And I went with her a few streets away, and there it was. It was tucked in between a couple of restaurants, that little library. And I was really surprised that it existed at all, because I thought people in this town, they didn't read. They don't seem all that bright. And I just went inside, and I saw all the windows were smashed, and there was glass all on the floor everywhere. And there was graffiti all over the walls, I couldn't tell what it said. It was all drunken scrawl. And people, my customers, I guess, if they really were my customers, had gone in there and they got some of the books and they ripped out the pages and they'd drawn inside the books and they'd drawn obscene little pictures. And they had done all kinds of terrible things inside this library. And if I was capable of feeling guilt, I would have felt some guilt right at that moment. But I can't feel guilt. I just can't do it. So I felt nothing. And I thought I should feel something. So I kind of made myself kind of pretend that I feel something. So I imagined that I felt guilt, so I could deal with the situation. And I thought, I told the lady there and then that I will not change my business in any way, shape, or form. My bar is my bar, and it is the way it is. And I like the style of my bar, and I'm not going to alter it for anybody, even if my customers are drunks and they go around vandalizing everything. That's just the way it is. I said, lady, let's just twist the fate. That's just the way things are. And she was not pleased. You should have seen the look on her face. Her eyes went wide as they could possibly go. I thought her eyes were going to pop out of her head because they were so wide with fury. I thought she was going to attack me. And I really thought she was, because she suddenly brought her hands up like this. And her hands suddenly came towards me. And she suddenly grabbed hold of me and she threw me to the goddamn floor. And I thought, how the hell did she manage to do that? And because she's an old lady and she doesn't seem to have much strength, she seemed frail, but somehow she was able to just throw me on the floor because she was so angry with me. And she said I was an irresponsible son of a bitch. How dare you, lady? Me, Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle, irresponsible? And she just dragged me across the floor. She dragged me across the floor and she got hold of my head. And she just brought my head right up to these books. And she said, look what your filthy customers have done. And showed me all the pictures they'd drawn inside the books. And she said, that's because of you, Hoot-Whistle. Because you and your filthy customers and your filthy bar. And this town doesn't need filth like you, Hootwhistle. And I was shocked, and I didn't know what to say. I couldn't fight back because she was just a little old lady, and I couldn't do that. So, and I was too shocked anyway. And then she just grabbed hold of me and she just threw me right across the counter. And I went sliding right across them, and I headbutted the wall, and my hat fell off on the floor. And I just dragged myself up, and I started to run for the door, and she said, where the hell do you think you're going, Mr. Hooper? So you're not leaving here? And she told me to get my ass back inside, and she told me to clean up, because all of this mess is all my responsibility, because all of my customers, who I've encouraged to drink, have done all this to her place, so now I must tidy the whole place up, otherwise she's going to kick my ass all over town. And I strangely felt myself agreeing to it. But when her back was turned, I ran for the door, and she didn't see me. At least that's what I thought. I thought she didn't see me, but as I was walking down the street, I suddenly heard this scream, this high-pitched, like banshee-like scream, and I saw her coming towards me with her hands out like this. She had these long, pointy nails, and she was like this, coming towards me, and she was like screaming like a banshee, and wild, and a huge, furious rage of fury, and screaming my name, Hoot-Whistle, Hoot-Whistle. I just ran for my goddamn life, son. And I couldn't go back to my bar because she knew where I was. So I just ran through the streets and down alleyways and up alleyways, hiding behind trash cans and dumpsters. And at one point I even had to get inside the dumpster to hide from her. It's just like me, because Hootwhistle doesn't run for nothing. Because I'm just not like that. I just don't run. But on this occasion, I didn't seem to have that much choice, because she was insane. And I don't know what the hell she was going to do. I thought she was going to kill me. She was so crazy with anger. And I never seen no old lady librarian in so much fury before. Because she loved those books. They were like her family. And it's so from her point of view, it's like my customers had damaged her family and injured her family by destroying those books. So I thought the only way I'm going to rectify this situation is if I get hold of my customers and find out who did this, and then send them around to the library and make them clean up all the mess. Because I just don't clean up other people's mess. It's just not what I do. I went back to my bar after sundown and opened the place up, hoping that librarian lady didn't show up. And I waited for my customers to arrive. And I thought it was going to be really difficult. I thought I was going to have to launch some kind of undercover investigation to find out who smashed up the library. As luck would have it, as soon as my customers started pouring in through the door and having their first drink, a whole group of them were laughing and joking about how they destroyed the library last night and how much fun it was to deface all the books and smash in those windows. And I thought, I found my culprit straight away. I mean, who would have thunk it? I'd find them dead instantly. So I got hold of all those nasty sons of bitches. And I marched them all one by one down to the library, and I told the librarian she was there. As soon as she saw me, she went wide-eyed again, and I thought she was just gonna murder me right there and there. And I threw the first customer into the library, and I said, here, lady, this is one of the assholes who destroyed your library, and I'm gonna bring them all around here, and I'm gonna make them all clean up the place like they should, because it's their responsibility, not mine. And she seemed to agree at first, and that seemed to appease her. And I went back to my bar, and I got hold of the other guys, and I just frog marched them all around to the library. And I ordered them to start cleaning the place up, and they did. And I was just about to walk to the door, and the librarian said, "Where do you think you're going, Hootwhistle? Where do you think you're going?" And I said, "Well, you have the culprits here. And there they are, and they're going to clean the whole place up, because they're the ones who did this." And I said, "I washed my hands of the whole situation. Now I'm going home to tend my bar." And she told me I was going nowhere. And she said that I'm the biggest scoundrel there is in town, and I'm worse than all these assholes who destroyed her place. And I'm the one who served them drinks, so I'm the one who caused all this mess in the first place. So I have to do most of the cleaning myself. And because she was so insane and crazy, I just had to agree. And I just picked up a broom and I started cleaning the place. And it made me feel strange, because I don't take orders from nobody except crazy old ladies who scrape back hair.